Hello and welcome to another edition of Small World USA. Out on a road trip here. This is an Airbnb house, and the reason I'm showcasing this home is, the family stayed here. 7 of us did at this residence. And the Airbnb route, the whole house, not just a room in the house. So, well equipped, certainly. No, I'm good. And it's in the city of Hillside, so it's outside of Chicago. Depending on traffic, that's either like a 15-minute drive or a 1-hour drive. I don't know, we complain about traffic in Michigan, but Chicago has it rough. I wouldn't want to deal with that, plus the toll roads. This is the basement level, so fully equipped, washer, dryer. Art is everywhere. Ironing board, iron. And the world awaits. So it had like 2 baths, or this might be 1.5 because it's not the tub, but it's almost like one of these space things, like you pull the doors shut and then you get rocketed somewhere, beam me up kind of a thing. Then they did some work on the backyard here, but anyways, Airbnb, what a concept. Who would have loved to have created that? Well, the whole family was in town, so I had 2 nephews wanted to see Chicago, so they wanted to do the museum thing, and I didn't have anything in particular to do. I've seen Chicago a few times before, but just figured it's kind of a hot, sweltering day, and what the deal was, the Blues Festival was on, so it was like that's all I needed to hear was there was 1 ticket item, and I could concentrate on that, and then anything else through the city would just be a bonus video. But yeah, I like the blues, and it's like the first weekend in June is their Blues Festival, and it's free. This is a Saturday here, so there's some construction work going on. A good sign of what's happening in the city is how many cranes are in operation, and you constantly see them in Chicago. We're getting a few in the Detroit area, but not quite the hustle and bustle we see in other places, but that time may come. Here they have a Cubs store. World champions they were in 2016. They waited over 100 years, but they did it. They got vegetation, the Magnificent Mile, and it's Michigan Avenue. How cool. We'll have some music from across the street. Let me turn this up. classic tune. Well, heavy activity on the Chicago River here. A lot of boat action. And these are, I call them the Ferris Bueller Towers, because they're featured in his movie. Ooh, Trump Tower. That's not a comedy. Beautiful architecture. Chicago's certainly known for this, and they have specific tours. All right, here's the lay of the land. That's where the being is. Okay, Millennium Park. Okay, music by Youngsters. Mississippi Juke Joint Stage. This is the main pavilion here. Got here relatively early, and so they had a yoga thing. At least that's what I'm taking it, or some kind of fitness thing. Let's listen in. Pointing out the four main stages. They have some auxiliary, smaller things too. So here, new location, Millennium Park. Free admission, that's the ticket. We need more events. Okay, so the lineup Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We're here on a Saturday. And so there you have it. And then throughout the city later in the evening, I'm sure more entertainment to continue. Well, it was going to be a hot one, close to 90. So youngsters knew what to do. They took their shoes off. They're cooling off. Even some adults did too, actually. Then they had fancy hot dogs, but I went to the Jamaican Jerk Shack.
parents came through LSI in 1922. Their English was called broken, and they never went to school. It was a one-bedroom apartment in the heart of Brighton Beach. That American dream just out of reach. It's still out of reach. I bet they thought their grandson he'd make it all the way through school. I'm sure they never dreamed he'd be an immigrant in the blue. An immigrant in the blue. Now they killed the Reverend Doctor.
Oh yeah, I think I could picture that thought. Here they had a vegan festival, but this one was at least $20. So they had entertainment and like free snacks and so forth, but I wasn't going for it. Now this was cause for some concern. There's some smoke action there in front of the Sears Tower. And nowadays you gotta wonder. So there was Little haze. It's not this guy, although he's making a lot of noise. Well, there's something up in the parking deck there. Yeah, they had it all cordoned off, and looks like the firemen were on it. Parking can be a little pricey. They have those early bird specials, but for the most part, you're going to get screwed if you have to park your car in downtown Chicago. Still a lot of smoke, actually. And this was like in the Loop area. Loved the L. I always kind of first didn't know the L. Why did they call it the L? Well, just for elevated. But that's kind of neat.
Time to make a stand or take a bus. Tear you apart. That's the only way to start. Seals back there on the drums, everybody give it up one time. My name is Alistair Green. I'm from Southern California, and I'm here today because of some very cool people. Thank you, Blackjack. Thank you, Amy Pratt. Thank you, Mad Dog. Thank you.
You don't have to work, and I'll be your slave. Treat me nicer, and I'll love you to my grave. Ain't that nice? Ain't that nice to be loved that way? Ain't that nice? Ain't that nice? Ain't that nice to be loved that way? Girl, I don't worry. I singing. Ain't that nice to be loved that way? Hey, girl, I
Come with me, y'all. That's a sweet more than I can sing. Well, I need is one hug, 2 sweet kisses, and my push it. Don't you, girl? Oh,
this is the next day, Sunday. Oh, no, later that evening. Excuse me.
Happy birthday to you.
It's not you, it's just
Some other kid.
like when you buy the frame.
No.
It is you, isn't it?
You look, yeah.
Don't ask him.
What kind of pose is that?
Well, we thought it's either you or Coleman, so
No, it's me.
The wrong kid.
we all sort of dressed alike.
There you go.
All right,
All
better
right.
stand up and blow them up before the wind.
All right.
Go closer.
Speech, right? Speech?
Great job. How'd you do it from all the way over there? My age. What did you understand?
Look at they got a nice
Boy,
little...
girl, boy, girl. Yeah, looks good. You're looking good. Yeah.
We didn't nail that, eh?
Oh, so
It's my mom and dad and all my nieces and nephews. And Kara just got married. Okay, and then 4 kids. I have 3 sisters and me, so
let's go Canadians.
my dad's, he has a Montreal Canadiens shirt
That's it.
there, and that's from my sister Anne-Marie, who lives in Montreal, or near Montreal. This was my shirt, Detroit Tigers. I'm still in the Dearborn Heights area. I have 2 more sisters to go. My dad's birthday was May 26th, but because we had the wedding and it was doubles as a family reunion, my sister thought it might be nice to have everybody for the 85th birthday party.
Mets-le dans le poteau, Adrien. Mets-la dans le poteau, dans le poteau. Oh, the Red Wings.
Okay, this the Red Wings. My sister Michelle and Chris, they have season tickets, so they're going to enjoy that come this fall with the new hockey arena. And there's the 4th shirt here.
Oh, yeah?
All pretty much similar styles, but that's kind of the style my dad likes.
They won the
The
World
Cubs.
Series,
Now,
I
my
know.
sister lives in Rolling Meadows, but that's a suburb of Chicago, and the Cubs just won the World Series, so my sister near Chicago, Sue, she's got the Cubs, so there my dad will be the sports fan for years to come.
Have cake now.
Yeah, so that was kind of fun. A wedding, family reunion, all wrapped up together. Yeah. The big boy, this is an iconic landmark, but kind of disappearing these days. The one near Belle Isle is no longer. All right, well, north of Grand Rapids, there's a city there to the east or to the west of 131, Idlewild. And so we're going to check this out. Highway 10, just south of Cadillac. Okay. Oh, the business district of Idlewild, a historic community to be sure. And they even have the historic plaques. So do some speed reading here. You can read faster than I could verbalize, say it. but it remained the largest African-American resort in the nation. But, yeah, it's fallen on hard times, though. We're going to take a little spinorama through here, but I could see, well, why couldn't you revitalize this? You can still do the camping and boating, and we need to focus. I was with my parents. We're heading up north to Boyne Falls for a timeshare, but I told them we're going to take this side trip to Idlewild. And so they're being patient with me as I try to explore what's going on here. But this used to be all the rage, and not so much anymore. But maybe it's time to take a second look. Even one of the streets renamed M.L. King. So there's their development corporation. And then they have, okay, July 1st, oh, we're missing out on that, an annual parade. But here, the Flamingo Club, read this one. Well, that Civil Rights Act in 1964, it seems ironic, actually, that that would be the demise of something that promoted the black culture, but yet, apparently that was. It opened the doors for everything. But, God, there's no reason to think if it was a great place at one time, history couldn't repeat itself. Well, taking a look around the back, the Flamingo Club, it's like, it has some history. So it's like, check this out. Then a lake across the way, a walking tour. There's a lot to see here. I didn't really have time to get the total lay of the land. But here they got things numbered off. And so look at how the lake, it's kind of laid out, kind of funny. It'd be nice if they had a takeaway map. That's what I need. But my mom suggested this, and it's like, duh, you could take a picture of it and then expand it if need be. So, God, even my mom is more up on it than I am. Anyways, couldn't resist. The Flamingo Club. Just want to see. Apparently, they're in the process of getting this renovated and so forth. So they did a lot of cleaning and sprucing up. But you can see the back wall still with the flamingos.
See the flamingos?
I'm not sure how the stage, if it was a long, narrow stage. My mom, she's the explorer. I probably get that explorer bug from her. But over the years, yeah, we've explored various cities, parks, yeah, what's around the corner.
This, I'm trying
Good
to see if
attribute,
this
I
was the
think, to have that curiosity factor. But, yeah. Now, they need to do something with this. Certainly, man, just advertise some of those lots and say, hey, $20 a night, come out there and camp, put up a tent.
Not much of a stage right there, but
You know, they can get pricey now, these campgrounds and so forth, if you have all the hookups, but certainly, you know, they have a nice lake. What they need to do is get the entertainers. They get some entertainers out here. Maybe it'll go a little smoother. They had a group from Chicago. Here's a bunch of old signs, too. But the reason I found out about this place is there's a guy that writes for the Detroit Free Press, John Carlisle, and he usually has a piece that appears in the Sunday paper. I don't know if it's every Sunday, maybe every other one, but he does a thing on kind of the eccentricities of Michigan, the kind of so forth, the interesting historical type stuff. And so he did a nice article on Idlewild, and it piqued my curiosity. But yeah, the stage, it didn't seem just a couple of steps, but long and narrow. But yeah, so stay tuned. Maybe some good news. Look at this, is classic. The restroom signs, men and ladies. Oh my Lord. And then looks like part of the building was either added on and fell apart. It doesn't seem like it's all there, like the ladies' restroom is kind of exposed.
Yeah, this is
Okay,
more
and then
here.
the island. There's just all sorts of history through here. You know, nowadays you kind of got to modernize things or reinvent things. You know, you have, some decent entertainment. You have a couple of draws. Even put up some basketball courts and have a little tournament. And just have a different theme every weekend for something or another. Horseshoes another weekend, whatever. And then here's a place I thought, hey, maybe, well, the party store's not open. There was supposed to be a general store this John Carlisle guy talked about, but we couldn't find that general store. That will be for another trip. But we were allowed to enter the Red Rooster, and we met the owner here.
When I was a kid, we used to sit on the island and watch cars. We bet, okay, I bet a quarter this car is further than the next car. So like Ohio, New York, California, this is an historical community, whereas during the 20s, 30s, 40s, and 50s.
How old is this building?
Shit.
Like, is it 100 years old?
Over 100
Really?
years
But
old.
it's remodeled.
It used to be Rosanna's, and then it was B&S.
So in the 1940s and 50s,
This
was here?
was it,
Oh,
right
yeah.
here. Right here is the original
It was here.
starter, in that picture right there. Sonny Ross
No, he's over here now.
over there.
I moved him.
Now who's this sitting here with Joe Louis?
Joe Louis, that's his manager, his wife,
Right.
and his manager, and Joe Louis, and who else?
Joe Louis used to come here and train.
Really?
Yeah. So,
In this place?
in-
So you're taking pictures. I have been living up here ever since I was a little girl.
You're kidding? Really?
and I've been coming here since I was 5. I'm 7.
Really?
I'm 7.
So why don't they take care of the club that you saw the club?
Flamingo,
Yeah.
they're renovated now. It'll be
They
open
are?
in a couple of years. They're working on it as we speak.
Right.
In fact, they've already started
See,
working
that's
on it.
part of
Oh,
that
yeah?
old
That's
time.
it out.
I love that.
Dale,
Did the town have a mayor and all this? Did they have a mayor?
Supervisor.
No, well, it's
They
supervisor.
call it supervisor.
It's because it's a
Okay.
township.
Oh, township, okay.
You're political inclined, I'm sure.
Oh, I am.
And places like that in Detroit. So they can.
They were welcome.
They were welcome here, where they wasn't welcome in Detroit, in Indiana, in Illinois, in Chicago,
Of
California,
silly
New York.
racism.
And this is one of the long-lasting. Matter of fact, this is the only existing
Only existing
that's,
open,
that's open and
Period.
fraternized
period.
on this route.
And my father, William McClure, was a pioneer and trailblazer here. This was his business, and he just passed in March. He's 90 years old.
90.
And he started post 263
So you're
for the
going to take
American
over.
Legion here in Idlewild. He even ran for mayor
That's
in
my father right
Indianapolis.
here.
That was her father.
There's William McClure right there in the hat. This is his passion.
And then if you
Do you have a
move,
big
that's him
family?
right
Do you have
there.
a lot of brothers and sisters?
That's both, and mother, yes.
Your mother's still alive?
Yes, 84, and my father was 90.
My older sister, she'll be 90 this year. She's in California. She went to California because after she was one of the first blacks to get a scholarship at the University of Michigan. And she spoke Spanish fluently. So
His records,
he was in Japan
albums,
to teach, because he speaks
records,
Japanese fluently.
little bitty records and albums, and
So, you know, that's followed around. Once you hit that 10-mile-an-hour curve, okay, take a left. Take a left.
Oh, directions are always, you just can't miss it, right? Do this, that, and the other. Ugh. But it was, there were some nice properties, but then there's other ones. And they got a grid pattern. They got streets blocked off and lots. It looks like this could come back. They could make a go of this. There was a lot more to see and do. I'd have to spend a whole day out here and maybe have a tour guide. But, yeah, they do have entertainment every now and then. And the Red Rooster there, I'm going to have to call and find out when they have a group. That would be a good time to check that out. So they have a historic cultural center. I always do the video thing, but a picture, yeah, that's forever. But here they got things numbered pretty good. It's a little tricky getting around the lake, though. Paradise Lake out there. So it's more expansive. Didn't even go out into all these areas. Just went around the lake, the main lake. But see the grid pattern there? A lot of street names that are cities in the Midwest. 25,000 vacationers would come during the summer. That's quite a bit. A Black Eden. Well, it could be more diverse now, but there's no reason why it couldn't be majority black. But when you throw in entertainment and culture and art and all number of things, yeah, you'll get a diverse crowd. All right. Frankfurt. Okay. Back to heading north. And well, this is actually the next day. I should have had more of an interlude. We made it up to Boyne Falls. And now it's time to check out Sleeping Bear Dunes. But first, the city of Frankfurt and a lighthouse and a boat. And a fisherman. Yeah, so this is a little more relaxing now. This is vacation mode. The first part of the vacation was kind of whirlwind with the rehearsal and the wedding reception and then, running around through Chicago. But now in Michigan, yeah, it's time to do that pure Michigan thing. Kind of try to relax. Take a deep breath. Oh, help me. Yeah, well, a vacation helps out, definitely. Now, looking back at the shoreline, some of the development, I'm not sure I care for the colors there. They're kind of drab. then in certain places, wow, there's people that have a nice home and easy access to the public beach. Okay, there's Frankfurt there on the western edge of Michigan, and the parkland you see all in green, the Sleeping Bear Dunes National Lake Shore, I guess they call it. Okay, another lighthouse. And this is the Point Betsy Lighthouse, established 1858. And they're closed on Tuesdays. Okay, and then you get the park pass, but then it's kind of neat going through here.
Wait a minute, what happened?
What?
Okay, National Park Service, but they have a nice scenic path that takes you around, and at several points you can park the car, get out, take a picture, or a video, and then if you're into hiking, you can do that. But bring with you lots of water. Yeah, that's a pretty big lake here. And what do we call this? Pier Stocking. Well, that's the name of the dude, but the meandering road is named after him. With global warming, this will be, in 50 years, this will be the new Florida. We certainly have the sandy beaches along Lake Michigan. Well, this very energetic young gentleman there, but I tell you what, he's going to conk out shortly. And going down is much easier. My parents said, yeah, we'll take 15 minutes, go climb the top. But once you get to the top, there was a little plateau, and then it goes up higher yet. And so I can't even see the car beneath there. But I'm thinking, okay, I'll get to the top of that, I'll be good. I can see Lake Michigan. So, just all full of energy, that's what I did. And then they have these little discs. They didn't do too good on the sand, but they said if you got it on the grassy portion, although it's whether that was fun or not would be questionable, but all right, some vegetation here. A selfie. Well, apparently there's still further to go yet, and I'm like, no. My parents said 15 minutes. I'm well past that. That was my excuse, although I wanted to see Lake Michigan. This is number 3. They said it went up to like 6. So apparently there was a map, but okay, this is as far as I got. I got a little bit of an overview into Lake Michigan, but I'm still a little bit from the shoreline. And it was neat, the night before it had rained pretty good, so the sand wasn't blistering hot or anything like that. It was pretty decent. But yeah, there's plenty of sand out here to be sure. I think sometimes they import sand or they export it out of here. I think Camp Dearborn used to get some truckloads of sand from out here. But I don't know if it's protected. Probably along the National Lake Shore it is. Now, they used to have dune buggy rides. That's what I remember as a kid. But apparently, environmentally, those dune buggy rides were tearing it up too much, so they don't do that. Oh, here I go. My evil twin is pretty quick. But yeah. Okay. I'm done for the day. Well, here's some shoreline action. Yeah, the family took a vacation when I was real young. Well, 6 or 7, I guess. So that was years ago. So I vaguely remember all this, but we were staying up north, so to speak. So I said, let's check out Sleeping Bear Dunes. Check this dude out.
Is there a boat watch as part of it? No.
Yeah, I believe
Yeah?
so. Yes. Well, that looked like fun. All right. Well, the Leelanau Peninsula, or whatnot, just north of Traverse City, we decided to do this wine tasting thing. 2 lads. You know, Michigan's kind of getting known a little bit for their wines, but I think it's all preference. They say California wines, and there's New York, but Michigan's got its distinct thing going. I would have to say they're probably okay. Oh, getting near the top of the hour here. I got another hour of the up north vacation, and keep your fingers crossed. Maybe I'll be able to show some wedding video. Here, this is like my thing for pure Michigan. I like the lighthouse here, and the sun's about to set, and we're going to get a boat coming through here. And there's a fisherman with his dogs.
Lighthouse. Well, if it was all year round, you could have that.
The only difference between here and Florida is you can only find it about 3 or 4 weeks out of the year.
Well, that's what it is. If it was Florida, it would be one after the. No, it says insert CD card again. I wonder if something ever. deep.